Guys, today we got Nike confirming that there's going to be a Mars Yard Tom Sachs 3.0 and it's got people going crazy. If you're in the US right now, you might not get any sneaker releases soon. And Yeezys are now all the way down to just $30. Welcome to the midweek re-up. Guys, we've got some absolute insanity today. No drops to really recap, so let's just hop into the upcoming stuff, starting with the most pressing of releases, Jordan and Supreme. That's right, so the long-awaited Jordan and Supreme collaboration is finally going to be dropping on October the 3rd. That is tomorrow. Overall, this release seems to be a little bit disappointing, especially considering that there's going to be no shoes as part of this collaboration. I mean, what the hell are we doing here? It's a Jordan collab. So here we've got a full list of everything that's going to be dropping along with the retail prices. We have an entire bench press and like squat rack. That's going to be $4,000, which actually kind of seems reasonable. I wonder how good the quality is. You got a Jordan basketball for $120. Probably the most hyped up item out of this entire thing is the Biggie tee. That's $50. You've got a Jordan Supreme hoodie. You got some track suits. You've got some track tees, a little drawstring bag, some puffer jackets, and then a whole bunch more as part of this collection. So it overall seems a little bit disappointing. Like the collection itself isn't that amazing. But yeah, let me know what you think about this entire collection. Again, it's going to be dropping October 3rd. That is 11 a.m. EST for the US, 5 p.m. CEST for the EU, 4 p.m. BST for the UK. Let's keep it moving. Also happening tomorrow on October the 3rd, we've got a little Fear of God Adidas Athletics collection dropping. There is clothing and there is 3 different sneaker models, which are actually pretty interesting. So let's start with the sneakers. We've got a brand new model that we haven't seen yet. This is a high chunky version of the LA Runner in like a boot form. We're getting 2 colorways of this model, which is this dark brown, almost black colorway. And then we're also going to be getting this tan colorway, which overall I actually think I might try this pair out. It does look pretty solid. And then we're going to be getting, in my opinion, the best colorway of the LA Runner, which is this one. They're all dropping on the Adidas Confirmed app, so if you want to check this stuff out, go and feel free to do so when it drops tomorrow. But of course, we're going to be getting some clothing as well, which again, you know my opinion on the clothing. It's just a bit too expensive, honestly. The stuff is relatively minimal and nothing too crazy. It doesn't seem like there's any pieces that really stand out from any of the other collections that we've seen. But overall, the stuff is still solid. It's just, yeah, it's out of my price budget, and I don't think I'm going to be picking anything up except for the shoes, which all retail for, I believe, $180, which is not bad for these boots. I'm actually pretty excited about this one. We've got an actual release date for the highly anticipated upcoming Nike Zoom Vomero 5 Rome. So the new release date is October the 7th, and it's gonna be a bunch of different colorways, but most notably this flax one is kind of like the launch pair, essentially just a beefed up fall ready version of the Zoom Vomero 5. So it's got like added cushioning, it's got more ankle padding and more durable materials. They also look pretty sick as well. So again, they should be dropping through the Nike app, not the Nike Sneakers app. And yeah, just wanted to update you on that because we've been talking about these for a little while now. Another Adidas update, the 3D printed Climacool 24 is going to be debuting on October the 25th. Now, what they mean by that is that it's actually up on the Adidas Confirmed app right now for pre-order, and the orders actually get accepted on October the 25th. Either way, if you're interested in more information on these things, just check out your Adidas Confirmed app because they are loaded up. Right, next up, we're going to talk about the Nike Dunk High Wu-Tang, one of the most highly anticipated sneakers for this entire year. And the release date is a little bit confusing. So after the first shock drop that happened for you guys out in the US on the Nike Sneakers app, we're now all wondering, when is the global full release? Well, they actually did have a slight update. So the first thing is that Wu-Tang actually added a little update page. So you've got this page, which is basically just you add your number and then you can get updated whether the release happens or not, but we're probably going to figure it out way sooner than you actually get the notification. Just subscribe to the channel, I'll keep you up to date. And then the only other piece of information that we have is this from Soul Retriever, basically saying that they're going to be returning in November and it's not going to be an October release. Now, they don't actually give an exact date in November, and I just feel like November is a little bit strange just considering people have already got their pair pairs from that shock drop. Like, are we really waiting an entire month to drop these things through the sneakers app? Either way, again, a little bit murky, but just expect a release potentially in November. If there's any more updates on this, of course, I will let you know. Right, we just got a little bit of a first looks for the upcoming Air Jordan 6 Dornbecker collab. Now, there should be multiple sneakers as part of this, but it's all going to be unveiled on October the 18th. And here's your first look. It is this one over here, very colorful and very flashy. You've got some gold accents. Not the best picture, doesn't really show it off in the greatest of lights, but yeah, this is part of, again, like I said, a multi-series, different like Jordans and sneakers. There's going to be an Air Pegasus 41, an Air Max 180, an Air Max Thunder, and the list goes on. Probably an Air Max D in there as well. I believe this is the very first like leak that we've had of the Dornbecker collab for 2024, so I assume we're going to get a lot more in the next coming weeks, which again, I'll show you as soon as they come in. Little update for, again, another highly anticipated release for 2024, the Air Jordan 1 Low Howard University. I've seen a lot of people wearing these things, and the more I see them, more I like them. So these things are now going to be dropping on October the 12th. I know Jordan 1s are not really that hyped anymore, but it doesn't matter because you're going to be able to get these things probably for retail, just considering like mochas sitting around. These are probably also going to hang about as well. But they're looking very, very clean. The leather looks pretty decent as well. And then just to fully cap off the month of October, I wanted to run through a couple Jordans that are going to be releasing, or every Jordan that's going to be releasing in October for any of you Jordan heads. So here's the rundown. On October the 1st, we got the PSG Air Jordan 1 Low. On the 2nd, we got the Air Jordan 1 Low 85 Metallic Black. I did not even know that these things dropped. Maybe it was a US exclusive, or maybe they're coming later on in the month. Let me know. October 5th, we're getting the Jason Tatum AJ1 Low. Welcome to the Garden. This is a pretty cool one, although it is, yeah, it's even like an OG. I haven't even seen these things before. That's October the 5th. Also, October the 5th, the Air Jordan 1 Women's Satin Shadow. Of course, we just spoke about these Howard University ones on the 12th of October. October 16th, we're getting the Awake New York Jordan Airship Game Royal. I believe this is the follow-up to the red colorway that dropped, like, when was that? Earlier this year or last year? October 26th, the Air Jordan 4 Women's Orchid colorway, the all-over pink suede one. Halloween Air Jordan 1 Low. This is a nice little spider thing. They're going pretty crazy with this one. It's an interesting pair. We've spoke about it before. I assume this is October 31st. But there you go. Let me know what Jordans you're going to be picking up this month, or is it just a nice time of year to just keep that money in your pocket? All right, we got a really interesting one. What the hell is going on with the Whitaker group, or just Ma Maniere, Social Status, all of them? Because it looks like we just got a rumor where there's a new partnership between the Whitaker group and Adidas. So if you didn't know, the Whitaker group is basically a bunch of different retailers owned by James Whitner. So we've got Ma Maniere, we've got Social Status, and I think there's a couple others in there. They've now got a multi-sneaker partnership with Adidas, and it just says Whitaker group, so we don't know if it's going to be some kind of a Ma Maniere collab or a Social Status collab. Honestly, at this point now, after we just got the 4s and the 3s from a Ma Maniere, I'm kind of good with a Ma Maniere and Jordan collabs. I don't think there's anything left to see. Like, they have done everything. They've done the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, the list goes on. It's like, cool, we get it. Let's move on. Let's do something a little bit different now. And I think people are kind of feeling that, just seeing like the recent Jordan 4s sit around or not be as hyped as they used to be. I think they have fully maxed out their potential here at Jordan Brand. Why not move on to something different, and why not a competitor like Adidas? So yeah, at this point, we don't really know too much, like what part of the Whitaker group, what store of the Whitaker group is actually going to be collaborating with Adidas, what sneakers it's going to be. So if we get any more updates, I will let you know. But the big question is, how does this affect their Nike relationship that they have? Well, I don't know if it's going to affect it too much, because we've just got another Jordan 3 Ma Maniere collaboration. This one is called Hand Wash Cold. This was teased by James Whitner. He's got him on foot. Now, by the looks of it, it does look a little bit more crazy because they've got like this iridescent material around the back. But other than that, it just kind of looks like a all black nubuck or suede Jordan 3. Now, again, this could just be some random sample that we're never actually going to get a release of. But again, we don't have any details on that. Now, one more thing about Ma Maniere is they're going to be dropping the Air Maxes, the Air Max 95 this month. So in October at some point. We don't have a confirmed release date, but that's this pair over here that they teased. Again, this is part of the While You Were Sleeping collection. We get any more updates on this, I will let you guys know, but I really gotta know from you guys. Are you done with the whole Ma Maniere thing? Do you think that they've done enough Jordans and Nikes and they should keep it moving to something else? Or do you want to see some more colorways and new options from them? Very, very tiny update on the Supreme Nike collaboration that's going to be happening next year. We spoke about this on Sunday. So this is the Supreme Nike SB Dunk Low collab, and we got these tiny little minuscule leaks, which are these ones over here, which we took a look at on Sunday. But now we have some accurate mock-ups to kind of depict what this should look like. We're getting 3 different colorways. First one is going to be this white and gray one. Pretty plain. I hope they do something a little bit more crazy with it. It definitely looks like it's going to be better material than what's in this mock-up. This one looks very plain. My personal favorite is this kind of stonish, I don't know, suede gray one with the red sock liner. And that you can kind of see from this image over here. And then finally, we're getting this blue and sail one, which looks like it's going to be in some kind of velour or suede material, which is depicted over here at what it should look like. Again, all 3 of these colorways are going to be dropping in 2025, so I'm sure we'll get some way better images before that. This is what I wanted, a little Ronnie Fi collaboration. So we're getting a Kith New Balance 1000 and a 990 V4. Now, the New Balance 1000 is what I'm personally anticipating a little bit more because these things are looking good. Now, the New Balance 1000, I think, is a really, really solid model, and we've kind of, seen a bunch of different collaborations. Joe Fresh Goods for one of them, Amy Leon Dore. I will say, I think most of the GR colorways have kind of been even a little bit better than some of the collabs. But these are looking very nice. They change up the materials in a really tasteful way. So this is a shot. Again, we're also going to be getting a 990 V4. This is all happening in October. No specific release date announced just yet, but this one looks super crispy. Just a nice suede upper with this sail midsole. And then the 990 V4, I'm kind of good on. I feel like we've seen enough of this kind of earth tone New Balance wave. I'm onto some newer models, and the New Balance 1000 is probably up there with one of my favorite right now. I've got a Jound and Asics GT2160 collection dropping this fall. Jound, if you guys didn't know, is known for really being like one of the best collaborators with any brand. Like, they change up the sneakers so incredibly well that, yeah, it's just a super... I love Jound. If you didn't get that sarcasm yet, they're probably one of the laziest collaborations to ever do it. They really just place their logo on it. I don't think they really transform anything, but we're getting 2 colorways, a white and gray one, and then an all-over black one. I'm sure you'll be happy to know that there is going to be a price premium on this. That's always what happens with Jound. No specific release details on this, just at some point fall 2024. This one's pretty interesting. So Virgil Abloh's Off-White just got sold by LVMH to Blue Star Alliance. Now, Blue Star Alliance is a pretty interesting one. LVMH, we all know because they own like pretty much everything. Any kind of like high-end fashion brand is probably LVMH. Now, Blue Star Alliance, a brand management firm that owns a portfolio. It includes Scotch and Soda, Hurley, Bebe, and American teen brands Justice and Limited 2. None of which I have ever heard of except for Hurley, maybe Scotch and Soda. Now, this news was broken on Virgil Abloh's birthday, and some of the more interesting things about this, which Complex wrote here, is that in a statement to Complex, Virgil Abloh's security noted that it had formally split from Off-White in 2022, and then his wife Shannon Abloh parted ways with Off-White in 2022 and are no longer affiliated with the brand. Also worth mentioning that the CEO of Blue Star Alliance said on Monday when announcing its purchase of Off-White from LVMH, saying that acquiring Off-White represents a unique opportunity for Blue Star Alliance to honor and build upon the enduring legacy of Virgil Abloh. So they're trying to buy this to kind of keep his legacy alive, which I think is interesting. We'll have to see how this plays out. Another interesting thing was someone did have something to say about this. Joe Fresh Goods, he made a Twitter post, or I think this was Twitter. He basically said, "Man, give that shit to me for a season. Swap out different creative directors yearly. Time is ticking, and it's a ton of designers around the world that would love to keep Virgil's name alive through it." So yeah, overall, I don't really know what's going to happen with Off-White, if it's going to drastically change or if they're going to keep to that DNA that Virgil kind of instilled within the brand. Right, a little bit of Travis news. We're all kind of moping around after our freaking L's over the weekend on the reverse olives or the medium olives. We just got some on-foot looks of your next upcoming L, and that is this, the Velvet Brown. So this is going to be a couple days before Christmas release, December the 21st, and we do know they're coming with these pink laces. I think the pink laces with the brown definitely makes it a little bit better because this is just such a monochromatic colorway. The solid brown is pretty rough, especially with the brown laces. So it's nice to see that they are including some different lace options to just kind of, you know, spruce them up a little bit. So here you go, on foot shots. Really not my favorite pair. You can see like the materials are very, very different. It's following like a little bit more of a similar line to like, I don't know, maybe the Black Phantoms in terms of material. This looks like a rougher type suede. I don't know, how are you guys feeling about these? How are you feeling about Travis Scott Jordans in general? Because there has been so many, but I assume these things are just going to fly off shelves just like the last ones. Travis Scott also debuted a new Jumpman Jack colorway. I feel like we've seen a trillion of these things, and this one is probably one of the weakest yet. It's just very, very simple black upper with some kind of, I don't know, sail Nike swoosh and then a white outsole. You're supposed to be getting a couple different colorways of the Jumpman Jack still left this year. I think at least one, and then a couple more in early 2025. But let me know what you guys think of this colorway of the Jumpman Jacks, and how do you feel about that model in general? Action Bronson just teased another New Balance collaboration, the 990 V6. Of course, this is second or third. Didn't he do like 2 or 3? This is it. Colorful as to be expected, and he just put the caption 2025. We've got a nice little top-down shot with his kind of woolly socks, and yeah, these things are not looking too bad. Definitely prefer some of his other ones, but this is the only shot we have, so we're not going to spend too much time. Let's keep it moving. All right, let's talk about this because it's got the entire sneaker game up in arms about this move from Nike. A pretty bold move, I will say. So Nike announced that they are going to be resuming their partnership with Tom Sachs, and we say resume because they never technically said it was canceled. Now, I'm not going to get deep into this story because I've kind of spoke about it so many times at this point, but if you didn't know, Nike and Tom Sachs kind of went their separate ways when a bunch of allegations in 2023 came out about Tom Sachs' work environment being extremely toxic. He said a bunch of things to his employees and treated them in a pretty bad way according to these allegations from previous employees. Some of the stuff, if you get into it, like, I'm gonna have to bleep out all of it, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Nike said, hey, we're not working with this guy anymore. We're gonna kind of see what's going on here. And they kind of just put a pause or a pin in this collaboration. Now, of course, because all of these allegations came up so suddenly, they had a lot of sneakers in the works, a bunch more of the GPS model, and of course, probably the most hyped up one, the Mars Yard 3.0. Nike said that Tom has demonstrated and recommitted to fostering a culture of respect and inclusivity. We can confirm that our work with Tom will continue, and this next chapter of Nike Craft will uphold a shared passion for team, product, storytelling, and excellence. Tom said, I'm honored that we will be able to continue to build together as Nike Craft team and community. The Mars Yard 3.0 is in its final stage of development and is currently being wear tested. Now, if you look at some of the comments on like when this news broke, it just seems like people are like, why are they doing this? So got this one, they reviewed its relationship. Nah, they just waited till everybody stopped talking about it. At this point, they should work with Kanye again. We got Tom Sachs working with Nike, but they dropped Kyrie. Crazy. Might as well give Kanye a deal again at this point. Now, on the flip side of this, there are definitely people that are excited to see this partnership come back and kind of view this as like, well, everybody deserves a second chance. So I would love to know from you guys down in the comment section, what do you think about Nike teaming back up with Tom Sachs? You think that everybody deserves a second chance, or they should have just kept it cancelled? Okay, this one's pretty insane. Now, I don't want to kind of summarize this story within like the sneaker community because it's way bigger than that. But essentially, this post came up from ATATF talking about how more than 45,000 dock workers have gone on strike demanding higher wages and no automation at the ports. This strike will have a negative impact on America's import economy. Now, to be exact, this strike, I believe, is happening at ports all the way from Maine down to Texas. Now, this could lead to a massive, crippling effect to the overall American economy and just any kind of imports coming in. And apparently, every single day that these dock workers are on strike and not at work, it will cost the US economy $5 billion every single day. Now, this post is pretty hilarious because they add some clips of the guy who's kind of responsible for a lot of this, and it literally sounds like a mob boss.
Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. In today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
So yeah, he is not playing around, and there's no deals that have been made yet, so we're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out, but it's not looking great for the US economy as a whole. But yes, in short, if we want to kind of narrow it down to the sneaker game, that could definitely affect it, and there could just be like 0 releases in the very near future. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, I suggest checking out Dylan's videos, because his are always a banger. So yeah, go check out more details over there. Last one up today, Yeezys are $30. What in the world is going on here? So we've got an entire, like a bunch of posts over on Reddit from people hitting up their local outlets and finding literal Yeezys down to just $30. Adidas is not playing around anymore. They want this shit gone. There's a pair of MNVNs over here for $30. This is a picture from somebody, and they've still got some decent size. It looks like they got a lot of different sizes. We got 380s over here, plenty of sizes. Those are just 30 bucks. This person over here made a post talking about how they've got like 25 pairs in each shoe left. The MNVNs, the Quantums are $40. MNVNs are $30. I believe this is out in Dubai. They've got Wave Runners for $73, and that is on the Adidas app. They keep randomly like restocking different pairs, and the Wave Runners happen to be one. Again, in Dubai, they've got $45 freaking Adidas website Yeezy Desert boots. This person just picked up a pair of Quantums at the outlet for $40, which, man, I would swoop these up at the outlets. This is crazy prices. This person bought 3 pairs of Yeezys for $110. And again, more $30 outlets. So it looks like it's going to be 450s, 380s, and Quantums. But if you live next to Adidas or even relatively close to an Adidas outlet, it is definitely worth checking out, because I think $30 Yeezys, even if it is one of the like worst colorways or one of the lesser hyped up models, it's still an extremely good deal. These are all solid sneakers. What a time we live in. And it also kind of hints at the fact that I highly doubt we're going to see any more big Yeezy releases through Adidas in the near future. I mean, dropping prices all the way down to $30 really signals that they are probably on their last few pairs now before they completely have sold all of that Yeezy inventory that they were trying to get rid of. And I don't think we should really expect any more big drops on the Adidas Confirmed app. I think for now, Yeezy is pretty much over. It's been a good run, but that's a wrap. That's also a wrap for this week's midweek re-up. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way I can always keep you in the loop of the latest sneaker release dates and leaks and rumors. And if you want to check out another video, all you gotta do is click that one right over there.